Hey guys, it's Post, and I wanted to do a little bit of commentary, talking about how I clutch in Search and Destroy, and what it takes to do it, and the thought processes that go on in my mind. Um, it can be a little intimidating for some people, especially if they don't think that they have the reflexes or the planning capabilities to pull off like an ace or a clutch or something of that nature in Search and Destroy. And it's a little easier than one might think if you can master a couple of concepts. I also want to talk a little bit about how Sitrep Pro factors into getting clutches nowadays, because it is a lot different than it was before, and I think not many people realize that. Probably my most important tip is probably also the simplest and most difficult to master. Focus. If you're not focused, if you're in a bad mood, if you're down on yourself, if you're down on your friends, if something in your life is getting you down, then it's going to be difficult to clutch. Same goes for life. If you're given a task and your mind is in another place, if it's somewhere else, then that task is going to be very difficult to complete. Same goes for Call of Duty. You know, no matter, regardless, if it's a 1v1 or a 1v6, if your mind is not on the task at hand, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. Now, another tip I want to discuss is, what to do if a clutch fails. Especially if it's near the beginning of a game. You can't get down on yourself. I know I say that a lot, but it's true, because the way that you view your performance is going to affect the way that you play for the rest of the game. And if you think to yourself, oh, nah, it's impossible, it's not going to work, then guess what? It's not going to work. Negative outlook never did anything to improve gameplay. Only positive outlooks. You see, I nailed this guy right here. But, see that the bomb's planted, and I got guys all around me. I'm hearing one up there. I pick up the spaz because I'm very comfortable with shotguns.
Complete the mission. You're the only one left.
I hear a guy to my left, I hear a guy behind me, I hear a guy in front of me. And so I know I'm screwed. But I always try for the clutch. I always try to milk the kill streaks, especially. I almost get this guy, look at that. Watch the kill cam, it's unbelievable. But, see, I thought for that 1 minute, oh man, I'm screwed. If you think that, guess what, you are. you're gonna be killed. But if you think to yourself, no, there is a way out of this, then there usually is. The next tip is pretty difficult. It's to not panic. You see, I have everything going for me this round. I have all my kill streaks, use my cred, and I fail. Because I'm panicking, because I see people running towards me, and I see my people dying. I get the care package, and this guy just runs right up on me and takes care of me. And I spray and pray, and nothing works. And that's because I lost my cool. If I'd played a little safer, I could have caught that guy in my spawn, and I could have started a comeback clutch. But instead, I panicked and I went for him. Next thing I want to talk about is the importance of information in clutching. Whether it be sound, whether it be portable radar information, things of that nature, or even sight. But I'll just, as a disclaimer right now, I'll tell you that my sight is terrible, and I rely way more on sound than I do my eyes when it comes to playing Call of Duty. And I know that sounds like a farce, but later you'll see exactly what I mean, especially this round. You'll see what I mean. And I have a 21-3 gameplay I want to put up, and I miss a guy that is dead in front of me, just because I have trouble seeing things that, aren't moving, even if they're right in front of me. But, let's just say, the more information you have, the better educated decisions you make, and the better that you can use your reflexes for the tiny moments where they actually matter. Because, you know, as people always say, you want to control your engagements. Well, what if you're engaging 2 people at the same time, 3 people, you know? You need to know who's coming at you first. You know, you need to know when to rush, when to camp. You need to know where people are. You need to pay attention to the skulls on the screen, your teammates dying if you're playing in core. You know, you need to be able to use all the information at your disposal for the matter at hand to make wise decisions and to be able to get that crucial moment where you use it to your advantage. See, right here, I'm going to get the bomb, you know, just past the 40-second mark. And I like to know where my guys are. I like to know where the enemy is. And to do that, I'm trying to sound whore right now, you know, because I need to plant the bomb. And you always have to watch that clock. But if you don't know where they are, then you don't know where they are. And I just saw the guy. But me, my eyes weren't good enough to see him. But now you probably saw him. He tries to sneak up and do a ninja defuse. You know, the one where he puts the riot shield on his back and defuses while you are helplessly there and shooting the shield on his back. And it's humiliating, and that probably would have pissed me off. But I think he did it a little too early. He should have waited a little bit more. But if you don't have that information, if you don't have that sight, then you're gonna make a mistake, you know, and I make a lot of mistakes that way. Next I'll talk about Sitrep, specifically soundwhoring. It doesn't have to be a Sitrep, but it's preferential, and I'll discuss that a little later. What you can use it for is you can use it to prioritize targets by position. It means that now when you're one person left, you can have your back to a wall, and as long as you have, you know, corners that you can hide behind and little passages that the enemy has to run through to get to you, then you're always going to have the advantage. If they're rushing toward you, then you're always going to have the advantage. And, you know, as far as camping goes, you know, it's always been superior to the guy that's rushing straight on. The camper is going to win most of the encounters. You know, I love rushing as much as the next guy, but in a clutch scenario, you're only going to get so far running around like a madman. Right here, I prioritize the correct targets. I prioritize the guy running from, you know, escalators, and he did run first, but what I didn't expect was the third guy, and so my reflexes stopped me from aiming down sights, and I missed the third guy. But I prioritized them correctly, and that's something that's very important, especially when soundwhoring and using Sitrep Pro. So you guys can see the awful situation I'm in. You saw those AFK guys. So I decide, you know, this is the last chance. You gotta take down the enemy team 2 games in a row, almost single-handedly. And so, you know, I prepared my clutch class. This is my clutch class. It's got the ballistic vest, the UAV, and the Recon Drone. I see them just dying, and I hit that guy, and doesn't die. I fail the C4, and I note that I'm panicking. So I run back, and I take a deep breath, and I get my moment. I take inventory. And this guy knifes him, which was unexpected. I thought I was going to have to take care of that too. So, at this point, I'm listening very intently, you know. And I see this guy in the back just making his way to the bomb. I'm like, no, guy, no, don't do that. Because I like to have the advantage when I plant the bomb. Because once you plant the bomb, all the enemy teammates are going to converge on that one position. It starts becoming nigh impossible to come off one by one. Because they're all rushing at the same spot. I'd rather have 4 1v1 confrontations than 2 2v2. Luckily it works out for us. This guy clutches it, almost messes it up right here, but you know, should double tap X. But we enter the final round. And this is by far the most exciting thing about Sitrep Pro. And I'll discuss this really fast before the next round. You can hear the dead silence people now, and that's really powerful. It means nothing can hide from you if you're moving. If they're moving, excuse me. It means the stationary guy is always going to be in an advantage, and I don't really like that, because I was born a rusher. And look at these guys. That's so depressing. So depressing. They're just not doing anything. And so I get into the spot, and I try to soundwhore them again. And I note that I'm 2 kills away from my Recon Drone. And I normally like to use the Recon Drone when I have a full team helping me out. These guys are obviously not going to help me out. However, that is probably the most powerful perk. Oh, and the host migrated, so the games got split into 2 for theater. Yeah, Recon Drone is probably the most powerful kill streak in open maps with a good team. Because, you know, if you have blind eye, they can still, you can't hide from it. You know, if you have blind eye, you can still get tagged, and that's so strong. So you see me right here use the Recon Drone, and I don't intend to use it for long. I just want to see where they are, because you can see those red markers. You can see where they're coming, and so I destroy it immediately, because now they know where I am. And I'm hearing the guy coming from the stairs, and I'm hearing the guy coming from right in front of me. And so I hear the guy coming up the stairs faster than the guy who I was looking at. So I prioritized that guy, and then I killed that guy. All because of Sitrep Pro. You can prioritize where people are coming. He ran around that corner before the guy that I was supposed to be looking at came around the corner. So I was able to kill both of them. And now I heard the final guy. This is the last guy left. I heard him up near escalators. And so I'm trying to get a peek if he's near the edge. I don't see him. I use that to lure him, because I want to see if he's still there. I want to lure him to A. And sure enough, because I'm crouch walking, he can't hear me, and I can hear him. And he's walking towards the windows. I mess up right here, he has a riot shield, and I go for the dive, and I kill him. So that's 19 and 4. I hope I was informative. My next one will probably be a 21 and 3, which was actually a pretty bad game. But I still want you to watch it, and we do win, so it's pretty good. I wanted to do this for my friends, just to show them what my mindset is going into these games. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for your time.